I'd like to tell you about what I found Christians doing on this internet. Welcome to the Christian Geekcentral. Hey, I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions, here with your Christian Geek Radar, covering the months, of both December and January, doing a little bit of catch-up. I was really busy in December, and I also think of December usually as kind of a slow time for announcements and releases and stuff like that, but gosh, as I'm catching up, it looks like there was kind of a lot of things going on in the world just of Christian geek genre writing alone. So my focus today is going to be all on Christian geek genre novel releases that have happened either in December and January, or maybe some that might have happened a little bit before that I just missed the first time around, but I think all of these kind of have released in December and January. Okay, so the first one is from the Crossover Alliance. This is kind of a superhero type of story, a modern urban, superhero-y type story called Without a Vision by Yasha Mariah. Without a Vision by Yasha Mariah, if I'm pronouncing that right, which I'm probably not. I apologize once again for all my terrible pronunciations of names and fantastical locales. But that aside, I'm going to forge ahead and do my best to read these for you. The description for Without a Vision reads, "The power of her visions is fading. The sleeper returns from a 30-year absence to cast a killing sleep on the citizens of the city, bringing out the Alpha Team's superpowered guardians to battle him. When the Alpha Team saves Justin, a lone survivor of the madman's attacks, they soon realize they are fighting against someone more diabolical than any other enemy they have faced before. As the nature of the mysterious sleeper is uncovered, Vision finds that her connection to the numinous, a being that grants her the awakening, is weakening. Can the Alpha Team stop an enemy powerful enough to destroy their own? Will they be able to protect Justin, an unassuming civilian, when they can't even protect their own members? And will Vision be able to summon her gift to save the city, her friends, and herself?" So again, that's Without a Vision by Yasha Mariah from the Crossover Alliance. Next up is the book Fawkes. Fawkes as in Fawkes, Guy Fawkes from British history, who attempted to bomb Parliament. I think that's what he tried to bomb. I don't know. I'm not up on my British history. I've seen, what was that movie with the guy with the mask, and V for Vendetta. I've seen V for Vendetta, but it's been a long time. Anyway, description for the book Fawkes by Nadine Brands. I think it's Brands, Brandes. Brands. The description reads, "Thomas Fawkes is turning to stone, and the only cure to the stone plague is to join his father's plot to assassinate the King of England. Silent wars leave the most carnage, the wars that are never declared but are carried out in dark alleys with masks and hidden knives, wars where color power alters the natural rhythm of 17th century London. And when the king calls for peace, no one listens until he finally calls for death. But what if death finds him first? Keepers think the igniters caused the plague. Igniters think the keepers did it. But all Thomas knows is that the stone plague infecting his eye is spreading. And if he doesn't do something soon, he'll be a lifeless statue. So when his keeper father, Guy Fawkes, invites him to join the gunpowder plot, claiming it will put an end to the plague, Thomas is in. The plan: use 36 barrels of gunpowder to blow up the Igniter King. The problem: doing so will destroy the family of the girl Thomas loves. But backing out of the plot will send his father and the other plotters to the gallows. To save one, Thomas will lose the other. No matter Thomas's choice, one thing is clear. Once the decision is made and the color masks have been put on, there's no turning back." So again, that's Fawkes by Nadine Brandes, Brandes, if you're listening to the podcast. All right. Oh, man, I'm bad at this. Moving on. Song of Lira, I don't know, Leira, how would you guys say that? I'm going to say Song of Lira. And this is book 3 of the Songkeeper Chronicles by Gillian with a G, Bront Adams, or is it Bronte Adams? I'm never sure. I don't know. Man, this is hard. Anyway, I'm not going to read the description of Song of Lira in case you're not familiar with the series. I'd rather introduce you to Gillian Bront. Gillian Adams. Let's skip the middle name for now. I'm going to introduce you to Gillian Adams actually by reading the description for the first book in the Songkeeper Chronicles, Orphan's Song. The description reads, "Her solo is a death sentence. Deep within the world of Lira flows a melody that was sung at the beginning of time by Emron, the master singer. Now it is broken, buried, forgotten. But in each generation, a songkeeper arises to uphold the memory of the song against those who want it silenced forever. When Birdie first hears the song coming from her own mouth, her world shatters. She is no longer simply an orphan, but the last of a hunted people. Forced to flee for her life, she must decide whom to trust: a traveling peddler, a streetwise thief, or a mysterious creature who claims to know her past. With enemies at her heels and war threatening to tear her homeland apart, Birdie soon discovers an overwhelming truth. The fate of Lira may hinge on one orphan's song." So again, that's Orphan's Song. Just had a third book released in the series, Orphan's Song, The Songkeeper Chronicles by Gillian something Adams. Sorry, Gillian. All right, moving along. Fallen, part of the Antediluvian Legacy. This is actually book 2 in the series, was released. This was by R.M. Huffman. R.M. Huffman, Fallen. Again, I'll introduce you to the author and the series by reading the description of the first book in the Antediluvian Legacy by R.M. Huffman, called Leviathan. The description reads, "More than 1,000 years have passed since man's exile from Eden's garden. The earth is cursed. Humans scrape meager livings from the soil, and legendary beasts roam the wilderness. When a fearsome Leviathan threatens his homelands, Noah must find a way to defeat the monster. Desperate to discover its weakness, he journeys to seek the aid of the half-angel giants called the Nephilim." So again, that's Leviathan by R.M. Huffman, which is looking to kind of like, with a fantastical imagination, fill in a number of the gaps that exist in some of the stories in the book of Genesis. So I've seen another author kind of take a crack at that, but this one, in my opinion, has cooler art on his covers. So anyway, that is book 1 of the Antediluvian Legacy. The second book has just come out recently. The book is called Leviathan by R.M. Huffman. And then let's see, we've got Amber Eyes, book 2 of the Children of the Blood Moon series by S.D. Grimm, Grimm with 2 M's. And I'll actually read the description again, if you've never heard of this author. For the first book in the series, which is called Scarlet Moon, the description reads, "Destiny can pick someone else. Evil is slipping through the cracks of its prison, and all Soloden trembles in its wake. Yet some would harness that evil to their own ends, and first among them is Idla, the sorceress queen bent on distorting the world. Only one can stand in her way, Jaden. Upon realizing her mark as the prophesied deliverer, Jaden conceals herself from her enemies and her Pharaohvolt countrymen. But after the harm the Pharaohvolt caused to her family, she's loath to rescue the not-so-innocent. Hiding her mark was never easy, but now that Jaden knows both Queen Idla and the Pharaohvolt are after her, hiding her gift of the Blood Moon will be impossible." So again, that's Scarlet Moon, first book in the Children of the Blood Moon series by S.D. Grimm, which just released Amber Eyes, book 2 of that series. And a number of these books I found out about because of Adam Collins, whose YouTube channel I want to recommend to you again if you want to stay in touch with what's going on in the world of Christian science fiction and fantasy novels. He does a nice news bulletin every month to keep you updated on that. So he's been a good resource for me. Again, just go to YouTube and search for Adam Collins, and you ought to find him pretty easily. A couple other books that I found. Awakened, we've got lots of like books in series being released lately, and I'm going to continue my pattern by reading the description of the first book in the series, but the new book in this series, The Soul Chronicles by Morgan L. Is it Busse? B-U-S-S-E. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Awakened by Morgan L. B-U-S-S-E. B-U-S-S-E. And the first book in the Soul Chronicles series by Morgan B-U-S-S-E is called Tainted. Tainted. And the description for Tainted reads, "What happens when your soul dies?" Kat Bloodmane is one of the first women chosen to attend the Tower Academy of Sciences, but she carries a secret. She can twist the natural laws of life. She has no idea where this ability came from, only that every time she loses control and unleashes this power, it kills a part of her soul. If she doesn't find a cure soon, her soul will die and she will become something else entirely. After a devastating personal loss, Stephen Gray leaves the World City Police Force to become a bounty hunter. He believes in justice and will stop at nothing to ensure criminals are caught and locked up. However, when Cat Bloodmane shows up in his office seeking his help, his world is turned upside down. Together they search World City and beyond for a doctor who can cure Cat. But what they discover on the way goes beyond science and into the dark sphere of magic. So that's book 1 of the Soul Chronicles series by Morgan L. Busse, called Tainted. All right, that's all I have to update you on this month. Stay tuned next month for more Christian Geek Radar. In the meantime, if you kind of want to know what's going on in the world of Christian geekery, we have a growing resource of links to book authors, to commentators on Christian, geek media, to creators and publishers of Christian video games, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of Christian geekery going on that's being done well. And there's a ton of links that we've made available for you, and that list is growing. It's over at christiangeekcentral.com. You just go hover over Portal and then go down to and click on Gateway, and that'll get you to a portal where you can just take your pick of topics and mediums and all kinds of stuff where you can find some really cool stuff that Christian geeks are doing with excellence out there. So anyway, I hope you'll join us over at what's the website called? christiangeekcentral.com soon as we continue to geek out and seek the truth. Take care.